Having breast cancer is massive amounts of no fun. First they mutilate you, then they poison you, then they burn you. I have been on blind dates better than that. My mother has had breast cancer twice. And my mother has always been this very positive human being, a glass half full type. Like, when she was in treatment and feeling really bad, she would always talk about some nurse that was particularly nice to her. People used to say everyone knows someone who's had breast cancer. In the past few weeks, I've learned something else. Everyone has someone close to them who has had breast cancer. Every woman needs to know the facts. And the fact is, when it comes to breast cancer, every woman is at risk. I lost my mum to breast cancer and my dad has beaten bowel cancer. I wear pink on Saturdays for breast cancer, and I wear blue on Sundays. I'm superstitious. At the Evian tournament in 2010, in which I came in second, I wore baby blue on a Sunday, and ever since then, I've worn it every Sunday. Puma sponsors me, so I wear all their outfits in bright colors. I wear matching hair ribbons, too. I have to admit, like so many women, I always knew there was a chance. But like so many women, I never thought it would be me. I never thought I'd hear those devastating words, "You have breast cancer." My goal is people associate November with COPD Awareness Month as much as they notice October with breast cancer and pink. That'd be a great thing if it happened. The fact that COPD kills more people than breast cancer and diabetes put together should raise some red flags. I read somewhere that Mitt and I have a storybook marriage. Well, in the storybooks I read, there were never long, rainy winter afternoons in a house with 5 boys screaming at once. And those storybooks never seemed to have chapters called MS or breast cancer. When I had cancer, of the colon first, followed by breast cancer and a mastectomy, my motto used to be, drips by day, Prada by night. I felt that I had to grasp it in the same way as you'd take on any challenge. Cancer has been unfortunately in my life. My mom's best friend is kicking ass in her battle with breast cancer. Both of my grandmas had cancer. I recently lost a friend to cancer. I have 6 sisters and 2 beautiful daughters. That's 8 women who mean the world to me. I support the Entertainment Industry Foundation and Lee National Denim Day because they fund programs that are making huge strides in breast cancer research and support. If it weren't for my breast cancer, I wouldn't be a Today host. After I got better, I talked to my boss about working on the show. 6 months before, I'd have been terrified to go in there and ask for what I wanted. But after what I'd been through, how could I be scared of being told no? I started realizing I could be an example for women to not just be aware of breast cancer but to act on it, to make an appointment, to give themselves an exam. One of the things we've always tried to do is help others with our story. Whether it's with the infertility issues, whether it's with the breast cancer, we said we're going to turn these negatives into positives. And if we can help others by sharing our story, then it's worth it. Medicine will be personalized and preventive. Your genome might predict that you have an 80% chance of breast cancer by the time you are 50, but if you take a preventive drug starting when you are 40, the chance will drop to 2%. I feel that between my experience and my mother's, breast cancer is a little bit like someone who lives next door. I know what that person looks like and what their daily habits are. Through my attempt to get pregnant through IVF, we sadly found out that I have early stages of breast cancer. It's been a shock. The thing I'm most proud of is that I've raised a lot of money for certain charities, breast cancer and the Caldecott Foundation and the NSPCC. But as far as my self-esteem is concerned, doing The Graduate for 11 months was fantastic. Well, right now, technically, I have no breast cancer. I have experienced firsthand the tremendous impact breast cancer has on the women who fight it and the loved ones who support them. This is a disease that catches you unaware and, without the right resources, leaves you feeling frightened and alone. Once I overcame breast cancer, I wasn't afraid of anything anymore. My chances of developing breast cancer have dropped from 87% to under 5%. I can tell my children that they don't need to fear they will lose me to breast cancer. Whether you're a mother or father, or a husband or a son, or a niece or a nephew or uncle, breast cancer doesn't discriminate. People dramatically underestimate how much sleep is linked to all the diseases killing us. We know a lack of sleep is linked to numerous forms of cancer, bowel, prostate, breast cancer. When I went public with my breast cancer diagnosis 6 weeks ago, the overwhelming outpouring of love, prayers, and support really helped me heal faster. I want to make sure to thank everyone. I lost my aunt to breast cancer. The 20th anniversary of my dad David's death coincided with my 50th test cap, and for it to be my mum Janet's birthday, too, made it an emotional few days. It was not an easy week, being the pink test and my mum having had breast cancer twice. When I first came out about my breast cancer, I didn't want to talk about it, but I had to, because young women were getting it, and people weren't understanding that. I agree with cosmetic surgery for medical reasons. My mother had breast cancer, and I think it's very sad when somebody has no choice in what happens to their body. That's why I talk about the breast cancer, because I want women, and everyone, to stay on top of things and get checked. I know how scary it can be. When I dealt with it, I was like, oh my God. And I have so many other friends who have gone through it or have suffered a loss. My mother has battled breast cancer 3 times. My mom was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was 13, and it was something we weren't really aware of as a family. I have talked to women who do yoga, who are vegan, who have never smoked and or never drank a day in their life, but they have stage 4 breast cancer. So you do what you can to be as healthy as you can if you know you're high risk, because yes, all those things can factor into that, but sometimes it's just a fluke. This was our last stop. This was it. We had those 2 embryos that we had banked prior to learning about the breast cancer, and with the medicine she was on, this was our last effort. The prayers were answered. People now don't die from prostate cancer, breast cancer, and some of the other things. I lost my mom to breast cancer, and then I lost my father 3 years later. I thought, what am I waiting for? Motherhood has been the greatest gift of my life. My mother had breast cancer when she was 39. I have a newfound respect for women who have been through breast cancer and this surgery. Think about it, look at the strides of awareness and treatment and tests that women have had with breast cancer, that the gay community has had with AIDS, because they're active and they talk about it. We can reduce these cancer rates, breast cancer, prostate cancer, colon cancer, by 90% or more by people adopting what I call a nutritarian diet. I have no qualms about saying I am more confident in the medical treatment in America. The breast cancer survival rate is 20% higher than in the UK. An Asian way of eating and living may help prevent and even reverse the progression of coronary heart disease, diabetes, hypertension, obesity, prostate cancer and breast cancer. Incorporate more fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, soy products and fish in your diet. Eat at home more with your family and friends. I always sort of thought, I'm probably going to get breast cancer. There's a really good chance. My mother, she passed away when I was 28 years old. She fought cancer for more than 10 years. She had breast cancer, and I miss her. I do a lot of races for the cure for breast cancer. Breast cancer deaths in America have been declining for more than a decade. Much of that success is due to early detection and better treatments for women. I strongly encourage women to get a mammogram. This show has shown me how to throw a punch, but watching my future sister-in-law go through breast cancer has also shown me how to take one. And I'll tell you, honestly, folks that I talk to, the 2.5 million breast cancer survivors in America, that I am one of, understand that we're done with insurance companies dropping us or denying us coverage because we have a pre-existing condition. My efforts to join the fight against breast cancer all began around the fact that women were getting shortchanged in the medical arena. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.